Hello everyone, VJ3 back in with another review. These are the Requiem playing cards from Lorenzo Gaggiotti. I hope I pronounced that correctly. He does have another deck on Kickstarter right now. You should check out. It's called a Heretic. I did a review on a prototype I got very recently. You should check that out. And there's two different colors in this one, and there will be two different colors in the Heretic as well. There will be the Lux, which is light, and once they achieve a stretch goal, there will be the Noctis, which is dark. But anyways, let's get on with the Requiem. So you got a white one and you got a different colored, a darker colored one. It says Requiem on top, playing cards on the bottom. There is, might be hard to see, but there's Roman numerals up here and down here, and a little bit of a person in here writing something, which says Requiem. It's got this ram and playing cards on the bottom, and there is lots of embossing. You can't really see it in this light, but you can see it somewhat, I think. On the one side it says Memento Mori, Victima in Cassia, and Requiem. I believe this means victim in Cassia. I forget what it means. I looked it up recently. I forget what everything means. I apologize. I could look it up right now, but I'm in the middle of recording the video, so I'm not going to do that. You can just Google it. And on the other side, it says Si sed non is, and Si mon sed is, and Requiem. I believe that is something about sitting or standing. But I can't remember exactly what it means. I apologize. At the top, you get all 4 pips underneath the seal. Not a very good thing. I would have put them one here, and a couple more on this side, because this way you can't see them. And in the bottom, it's got all sorts of information. That's a lot of information. And it says Chronicles of a Lost Love, the Winter deck, and this one is the Chronicles of a Lost Love Autumn deck. Which makes you wonder what happened to the summer and spring decks. But maybe that's for another project. And it says, Requiem playing cards, Kickstarter campaign 2014, designed by Lorenzo Gaggiotti, designed killer.it, he's from Italy by the way, manufactured by United States Playing Card Company, and more Roman numerals. And in the back, shows you the back design. And it says Requiem, it's got the ram, more embossing all over the place. There's tons of embossing on this box. And again it says Mori Memento and Victima in Cassia on top and bottom. And in the seal, more Roman numerals, and you got the same figure that was here on top of the box. Same design. Flap, it says Requiem, and again 27 and then 9 for Roman numerals, and then more here again on the flaps. And they're different. Again, you got, see, 10, 18, and 4, and then 23 and 6. On the inside here, you have more stuff. It says Requiem playing cards, Roman numerals again, and then it says here, a very interesting font, looks almost foreign. It says, I believe, make ass and leave the dust behind. And then you get a couple, a star and a plus sign on there. And then at the very bottom, I don't know if you can tell, I might have to make it more visible. He got his signature. And you can see some of the embossing right there. But you can't really see it on the box. At least, not in the light. But anyways, that's that. The cards, let's look at the back design first. It's got a cement type color to it. It says Requiem, and you got the rams. It is mirror image that I know of. And again it says Memento Mori and Victima in Cassia, which basically means unwilling victim, I believe. The faces, red. You get free jokers. Actually, first of all, there was one card here that I forgot about. It says Requiem on top. I threw this aside and I forgot to put it back. It's got the Roman numerals. And then it's got more Roman numerals. Every one is numbered and it tells you who every court card and joker is. And there's all sorts of weird symbols, as you can see, for the jokers. It's really tiny and hard to read. I don't know a whole lot about what this deck is based on, but it's pretty interesting. So the first joker we got is Celebratio, which means, it says that on the bottom it's got Roman numerals, and it means celebration. And I told you what the translations are for each one, so that's celebration. This next one is, there you go, Victima in Casio, which is unwary victim, and it's very bizarre. And it says Joker in the corners, it says Victima in Casio on the bottom. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And then the third one is Malum Ignavum Evil Coward, and it's got boobs. And it's got a bird on her head. It's very interesting. And she's playing with strings. And the other ones, I put them away, but it's got, whoever it is, got a bird on their head. It's got glasses that basically look like watches, and then they got eyeballs on their hands. Just thought I'd point that stuff out very quickly. And then the other joker, where are you? Right there, it's a guy reading a book. He's got some tattoo, Roman numeral for 4 tattooed on his hand. And he looks like some kind of a monk or something. He's reading a book. It says Requiem on it, and there's a scorpion on it as well. Look out. The Ace of Spades. Each spade pip has each ace has another pip on top of the pip, and more Roman numerals. A spear type thing here in the corner of the index, and the bottom says Solitude, the United States Playing Card Company, made in the USA, and it's an owl. Very interesting. This one has a gold pip on top, and it says, and of course Solitude. Solitudo, I should say, means solitude. This one, Vexatio, which means pain. I apologize, but I have to keep going back and forth to the card. This one is Destitutio, and it's very interesting, and it's abandonment, destitute almost, I guess. And then the Ace of Diamonds, it's got a I'll try to find that word. It's a little bit hard to read the font. It's mayor, something like that, and it means agony. And that bird is definitely agony because it's been speared to death. And then we get to the court cards. We got Expectatio and her boobs. And Expectatio means expectation, obviously. This one is eating a heart. It's on a dagger, and it says, I believe, odium, which means hate. She definitely hates somebody. This one says ignavia, and that means cowardice. Then you get repudiatio. It looks like he's got some arrows down his throat. That's not a good sign. And repudiatio means rejection. That's some strong rejection. This one's got a bird. It says anxietus, which is anxiety, of course. This one says desperatio, And that, of course, means desperation. And then this one says Spez the Deceptor, and he's put a sword right through his head. Right in his mouth and out the back of his head. Actually, no, my apologies. He's got blood dripping from his eye, but he's not stabbed himself. This is not the suicide key, but the King of Spades, it says Spez Deceptor, which means delusion. This one says Commodi Casa. Everyone, so I believe I was on this card, the Commodi Casa, before my memory ran out. And camera's memory, that is, not my memory. And Commodi Casa means egoism. Got a big ego. And then this one is Mendacium. Mendacium translates into lie. Liar. This guy's a liar. And you'll see that the top of every card has Roman numerals on it. And it relates to Roman numerals you see on here. I did not really see a whole lot of information, or didn't really research it to find out exactly what those Roman numerals are about. I didn't see a whole lot on that on the project page, that's for sure. Then King of Club is Ira, which means raids. King of Hearts. And you'll see each one has pips in red or black in the court cards. However, the indexes and the number cards is black pips and gold pips. You'll see that in a minute. This one says culpa, like mea culpa, which is guilt. And he's stabbing himself in the head. That one he clearly is. And you see blood dripping and everything if you look closely. And finally we got Mysticia. Mysticia, which means melancholy. So that's what you get for the court cards. It's pretty interesting. Number cards, you'll see there's definitely some different orientations on the pips and custom pips. And again, these custom artwork on where the indexes are. And the hearts, they kind of look like they're broken or cracked, and they're gold. And then here's your spades. Again, some cracking going on there. Definitely cracked. And your diamonds are definitely cracked. That's pretty cool. As you can see, like I said before, different pip orientations. I'll try to show you. Whoops, we saw 6 already. A little bit. Now looks like a cross. We saw 7 already. 2. It's a little bit odd. Here's a better look at a 7, I guess. 9 is fairly standard. And 4, 3, and basically an 8. And I think that's basically all the numbers covered. So definitely very interesting. Different pip layouts, red faces. It really stands out. And if you're into collecting, you definitely really want this one. It's a bicycle stock, I believe, USPC made. Ericus and Finis. Yep, indeed. Yes, indeedy. You're not going to find a whole lot of handling issues with any USPC deck, but it does happen sometimes, as you'll see in another review. But it handles good, looks good. Slight clumpage. It might be due to humidity and sweat. Who knows? We'll look at the other one very, very quickly, because everything is exactly the same, including this card, except the back design has got a darker, dirtier color, but it's the exact same thing. And this one was the original one. That one was the add-on, the white one. It was an add-on. It was a stretch goal. As you can see, handles very nice. Like I said, if you're into collecting, you're definitely going to want this one in your collection because it's definitely different and interesting and cool. And you're also going to want the Heretic, which you can go check out on Kickstarter right now, and I'll probably post a link down below. That's what I got. I'll see you next time.